Hey Warriors, AC here. Welcome back to a new episode of Warrior Talk. So today we have Wheelzfit. He's back. So for those that missed out on the other podcast, Wheelzfit is an athlete. He's a swimmer, and I'm AC, yours truly. Yo, how you doing, man?
Pretty good, man. Pretty good, not gonna lie. It's been a while, huh?
Phew, it's been more than a year, man.
Oh, yeah. It's been more than a year since the first time we did the podcast. It was crazy, not gonna lie. I was waiting for a part two.
Oh yeah, and now the setup is better, everything is good. So let me just get the volume bit here down. Alright. So yeah, man, the setup is better. You've came to the right time.
Yeah.
And there's a lot to talk, man. So
yeah, plenty stuff changed, huh? Like the world is changing, Wheelzfit is changing too. So yeah.
Yeah, and I've seen that you've competed a lot recently. Because last time it was like still COVID, so there were no competitions, and now you're back into it. So how has that been?
Yeah, so I came back to swimming in 2021, like the beginning of it, because I took a 3-year break, and I decided to to come back and see if it's really for me again. And yeah, it's been a bumpy ride, but competitions are way better now. Like I'm in shape. I'm almost an international swimmer now. So I'm almost in the national team, like for pretty much swimming for Canada. So yeah, bro, it's been a ride. It's been a bumpy ride, like I said. Can't lie.
And your training has been like, it's becoming more like professional. I've seen like you travel to train to like I don't remember the name of the island, but it was somewhere like
Aruba. Yeah, in Caribbean. Yeah.
Bro.
Yeah, we had a training camp for how much was it? I think it was almost 2 weeks, 10 days, somewhere like that, with the whole team and the whole coaching staff and all. Bro, it was crazy, man. Like legit, I don't think I'll ever forget that memory. Like training, we were training like 2 times a day, 2 hours per training. We were like dead at the end of the training, but still, like I don't regret anything. Like it was worth it.
Did you swim in the ocean as well, or?
Yeah. Like we did some open water training, like with the kit and all, like with the whole equipment. But yeah, it was pretty crazy, and the water is pretty salty, pretty salty. Not gonna lie.
Bro,
yeah.
I can only imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah, cause I mean it's very fun, bro.
Yeah.
Sure.
No doubt.
You're living the dream. Like you're an athlete, you get to travel to train your sport, bro. That's
bro.
Crazy.
That's my aim pretty much. Like I want to travel, for swimming. I want to travel to competitions, meet new people, see new places, see new pools, and finally get to the Paralympics. That's the ultimate goal.
No, for sure, and you're definitely on the right track. And we talked a bit earlier. You're close to be on the national team, right?
Yep. Yeah, I'm literally like one step away. Like I only need to, break that little barrier. Like I'm at the door. I just need to literally like push it, and I'm in. So,
and what's that step? What are you missing?
It's like for us, it's times. You gotta hit like the times that they give it to you. And I'm literally like 2 or 3 seconds away from them, Like I need to work 3 seconds in swimming and in sports, pretty much it's a lot. But I'd say in 6 months, max 1 year, I should be there. So yeah.
And what, like swimming wise, what can you improve to reach that time?
You can always improve technique. Like even the Paralympians or Olympians, they can. Even them, they can improve, like small little tweaks and up, like.
But in your case, what would be like?
For me, honestly, it will be to stay more healthy, because I'm very injury prone. With my condition and all. Like I'm getting injured very, very often, like before big competitions, and then I gotta swim like with 2 broken legs, like this last competition, like this past month, and yeah, like stay healthy. I already train hard, but I can always train harder, and yeah, like be more competitive, pretty much. Like get in that mindset better. Like full focus, full tunnel vision, more on the the big prize.
So yeah, when you're in the water, you really like. I mean, like I said, for all sports, you really want to just be all you see is the track there.
Yeah,
and that's it. No crowd, no nothing.
No, I can tell you like a little experience that I had like this past month at the competition. Like last I was doing the 50 fly, 50 butterfly, and I was like legit like the full focused. Like I was not even hearing like the crowd cheering, or like even my coach was like next to me and he was telling me like the last tips and tricks like before the race, and I was like I didn't hear a word you said. Like I was so full on focused on my craft pretty much that I was like me, myself, and like the water. That's it.
Yeah.
And I think all pro athletes feel like that. They all have that bubble that they enter in when the competition is very tight.
And having a crowd, does it stress you? Does it play with you, or you just like you're able to really like take them out and just focus?
In the beginning, like when I started swimming, when I was like like 14 years or 13 years old, it was like stressing, man. Like I was stressing my ass off. Like I was stressed because I didn't want to like underperform in front of the crowd, and I didn't want them to feel like, oh, look at him, like haha, like
What a loser.
Yeah, what a loser, But with time, I pretty much got used to it, and I turned that into my advantage. I love swimming in front of a big crowd. Like I take all that energy from them and put it inside my my race, pretty much.
Because if you look at fighters, UFC, boxing, whatever, some like are stressed by the crowd. So remember when all the fights in the UFC took place in the Apex with no crowd?
Yeah.
Some fighters, they really liked that because
they enjoy it more. Yeah,
and they performed better. But some guys,
they prefer when there's the whole crowd going.
Right. So which one would you think you are? Are you more the guy with the crowd that hypes you up?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm the Conor McGregor. Like I'm the Conor McGregor. Like I'm there to hype the crowd. I'm there to to get all that energy from the crowd and put on a show. Like I want them to have fun and remember my name and remember like my performance. Pretty much. Like I always say that I'm a bit of a glory hunter, I guess we can call it. Like I'm a swimmer that hunts for glory, for fame. Like I want my name to be known, because Paralympic swimming is not that, like, it's viewed like as a sport pretty much, but not everybody knows.
It's still low key.
Yeah, it's still low key, but I want to make I want to take that step. I want to make Paralympic swimming into a big thing, so that people get more involved, and they're like in European football, like our soccer. I want them to feel like the competition and the rivalry and the whole race. I would like to change the sport pretty much.
So you want to make like Paralympic swimming the next football? Like,
like I would like the next big sport pretty much.
Make it bigger, because that's a big task.
That's my goal.
And it's a good one. Like if you look at MMA, for example, it's a fairly new sport. So you have all of those like pioneers that were there for like just for glory, like you said, just to prove themselves.
Glory hunters. Yeah.
They were getting paid. They weren't getting too much money. They were getting injured. The rules were pretty brutal back then. So.
But they made what UFC is today. Like they pretty much were there at the build-up, at the beginnings.
Without them, man, we wouldn't have a Conor McGregor. We wouldn't have UFC worldwide.
Champions and all the pay-per-views and stuff.
Yeah. And for the longest time, like MMA in particular was illegal in a lot of places, and now it's considered like
a national sport for some places. Like I know in what's it called, in Asia, or like small countries like Kazakhstan, or Khabib type countries.
Dagestan.
Like bro, like I think everybody there trains to be like the next Khabib, or like.
Yeah, Khabib really put Dagestan on the map. Like before him, I didn't know what that was. I mean,
it was a known country pretty much. Like
well, it's a part of Russia. It's like the equivalent of a province.
Yeah, like very small.
Yeah,
and compact. Yeah,
right. And those guys, like, they work hard and they train hard in the mountains. And
I saw the videos. Like these videos are crazy. Like the bear, like Khabib wrestling the bear. Like, come on, man. Like how can you not be fired up by that video? Like, come on, like,
and
small kid from Dagestan training against a bear, and you're here, lying in the sofa, not doing anything. Come on, like
Yeah, you
get
watch
up.
that.
Yeah.
You're just like, I feel like going to the gym.
Yeah.
And there was this video I saw, like they were like waking up in like a modest house,
Mhm.
from their regular bed.
Yeah, no,
They
they're struggling pretty much.
They wake
Yeah.
up, they run in the mountains, they do like they take like a rock, they lift, they turn around. Yeah, it's
Mhm. No,
crazy, but yeah, Khabib put those guys on the map, and
big respect from me,
Bro,
because
yeah.
it takes to make your name like pretty much global, from coming from a country like that, from small beginnings like me. I'm coming from Romania. It's not the biggest country in Eastern Europe. Like I grew up in a pretty poor side of Romania, and like the classic way to make it, I guess, in life, you go to school, you go to work, and the classic 9 to 5 or stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, it's
Yeah.
not a bad thing, but if you want more,
If you want more,
you
you know,
gotta
you gotta
put,
work.
put
Yeah.
some more work. And
Exactly.
so yeah, essentially what your goal is with Paralympic swimming is to make it like
Make it global.
a big sport.
Yeah, I want it to be mainstream pretty much.
Nice.
Like I want people to see that, even if people have disabilities, we're still people, we're still competing, we're still training 2 hours a day, like the normal Olympians, like Michael Phelps, like everybody else, like they need more attention towards them, media attention, all that stuff. And I would like to be the pioneer.
Because you're training, like, from what you're telling me and from what I've seen, like you're training like an athlete. There's no
no restrictions.
shortcuts.
No restrictions. I know people without like limbs, without an arm or without a leg or even without both arms. Like they only train their legs. They only swimming with their legs. Like, bro, I see them, and sometimes they almost beat me, or they actually beat me in races. And I was like, bro, what? Like.
Yeah.
I got all my limbs, I'm pretty sure, but like I got all my limbs and they still beat me, like without
Freaking
arms.
guys,
like,
a
holy
torpedo.
like Jesus, god damn! Like you need more attention from the media and from the world. Like the world needs to know your name, But yeah, I want to change that.
Yeah, that freaking guy's a torpedo, just like
A dolphin, literally. Like
straight,
like
pushing. That's
it's crazy.
And yeah, because you guys are training for real, and it sucks that you're not getting like the same kind of
recognition.
Yeah, but like that same kind of exposure,
Yeah,
like you said, Michael Phelps, everybody knows Michael
everybody
Phelps.
knows. Yeah, come on.
Who's the Michael Phelps of Paralympic swimming?
Paralympic swimming, I'd say he's actually Canadian. He's now retired. His name is Benoit Huot. Like he's been retired for like since 2016, I think, or 2012. I don't remember when was his last Paralympics, but he was pretty much like the most decorated Paralympian. Paralympic swimmer, not Paralympian, but Paralympic swimmer. And he was like one of my idols, we can call him. Like I don't have idols anymore apart from Cristiano Ronaldo, but he was like, I used to look up to him when I started swimming here in Canada.
He was your inspiration, like
he was one of my inspiration. I was like, damn, so he's Paralympic and he's pretty known around the world, so why can that be me? Like it could be me. Why not?
Yeah, I mean, you're definitely on that path.
Yeah.
So there's this guy, and so Paralympic, they take place like every 4 years.
Yeah, same thing as Olympics.
When's the next one?
Next one is next year.
Next
2024,
year?
yeah.
So what are we?
Hey.
You getting there? Like, what's the plan?
Like that's the plan.
that
Like
going?
I'm focusing on that, and I really want to make it there. If it doesn't happen, I won't mind it, because I know I did everything I could. But I think I'll make it. Like I'm pretty confident in saying it. I'll make it. Like, come on, I'm working hard for it. I'm nutrition, sleep. Training in the gym, training calisthenics, like I'm doing everything together.
You're doing everything right.
There's nothing, apart from injuries. That's the only thing that I'm scared of, we can say, because that's my kryptonite, man. Like, literally, like, if I get injured,
it's a wrap.
like it's a wrap. Like for the season, I'm done.
And so now, like you said, right, you're injury prone, and I remember like your last trainings, they were like pretty pretty intense, right?
Yeah.
So what did you change for like the off water training?
I'll say I kind of found my limits like through injuries. Like the more I got injured, the more I learned from my mistakes. And I was like, every time I wanted to push for that last rep, not clean rep, let's say, I was like, you know what, maybe let's take a break now. Like, let's cut it here. One rep short, but at least I live to see another day. I live to see another set or another another training pretty much. And I'd say more not like train less, but be more focused on some parts of the body that are weak. Like not only train like chest and shoulders because I want to look stronger. Not like train the low parts, train maybe the rhomboids. Because I'm weak. I dislocated my arm like 3 years ago, and I still got some issues with like my shoulder still pops sometimes, like it gets out of the socket. And I told myself like let's work on the little tweaks, the little things that actually matter, that actually make the difference. Rhomboids, like my legs, because my legs are still weak. Like that's what I changed pretty much. Not focusing on the whole body, overall body. I want a healthy, complete body, not just weak legs and then the upper body goes in a V-taper. Like I want some big quads.
Yeah, for sure. You want to be proportionate, right?
Yeah,
you
exactly.
Want, like chicken legs.
Yeah,
that big ass body, that big ass chest.
Yeah.
And what kind of exercises do you do for legs? Because you're pretty like fragile.
Yeah.
Right?
For legs, like now, because I come from another injury, like two broken femurs. I restarted. I restarted with classic squats. Like half squats, because I don't trust my legs yet, to do like the full squat. So I do half squats on a chair, or like I do. I have like little bags that you wrap around your ankles, and you do like leg raises or I don't remember, like ham raises. I don't remember. Like you stay on your chest, and you just raise your legs for the hamstrings. And for calves, calf raises, the classics, like you can never go wrong with calf raises. And
it's kind of the only one you can
it's pretty much the only one. I don't know what else you could do for calves, but it's the goat exercise for calves, so why not?
Undisputed champion, but
yeah,
there's only one, so
literally, yeah. So you won by
by unanimous decision.
By unanimous decision.
But also like for do you train like your articulations as well? I don't know if that's the word in English, but yeah. Well,
like
joints, stuff like
joints.
that.
Honestly, I don't train joints because if you do as much calisthenics as I do, joints are already trained by default. Doing push-ups, and people always say like don't lock out on push-ups and stuff like that because it might hurt your joints, or like pull-ups. They don't go all the way down. Into
or don't go over your toes.
Exactly.
Your knee.
Like just keep people over complicated. Just keep it simple. Lockout is going to train your joints. Like I have a condition that makes my joints and bones more fragile, and I never have problems with my joints because I always lock out, and I always by default I'm training my joints. So yeah, keep it simple, people. Like keep it simple. Don't overcomplicate it.
Yeah, because there's like some exercises you can do, especially like for like knees, because knees is a big one that people like kind of ruin. And well, for sure there's the sled, but even without the sled, what you can do is go on a treadmill or just walk backwards.
Oh yeah. I saw a video. Yeah.
The knees over toes guy.
Yeah, I saw him. He I mean, you should take everything with a grain of salt, pretty much. You should take the good parts about it and apply it to your work, and think about it first before doing it. Like reflect a bit.
Well, the thing with joints, and he says that as well, is what people say, don't go over your toes because you'll injure yourself. They're right. It is like a injury prone position, but the idea is to go so like gradual, right? You're not just gonna like put the big weight on you and lunge and go, like you have to be smart. And by the time like you progress with that, you will have stronger knees. And if, for example, like his example was basketball, he was a basketball player. Like there will be a situation where you will pass your toes with your knee, and what you're gonna do, just like stop and like, oh no, I'm not gonna get the ball.
Yeah.
I mean, that movement will probably happen in your sport.
Yeah.
So why not have a stronger knee? 'Cause that's the point.
To
of
be
training.
to be armored for that, you know, like to be prepared.
Yeah, exactly, right? You want to bulletproof your body. That's like the same way, like why do you train, right? Your muscles, so that they can be good for the competition.
Yeah.
So, you know, the same logic applies to weight, applies to joints, because, you know, you even with the muscle, you don't start with like...
You don't go crazy. You don't want to get injured in the first training, you know.
Right. And also, like, if you start, you go slowly and little by little.
Yeah, progressively, yeah.
So the same thing could be applied to joints. And,
Yeah, I agree.
So, yeah, and the way you do it, it's good. It's perfect.
Pretty much like, you know, you go progressively. You start, you know, low weight, you know, no biggie. Work on position, work on the posture, because you know you need to master the basics first before putting like, you know, 10,000 pounds or whatever you put on your you know, on your weight.
Bro, posture is so important.
Yeah.
And it's something that a lot of people that start working out, they kind of like skip. And you know, like you have to be humble at the beginning. You don't need to go with the big weights. Honestly, like weightlifters, Olympic weightlifters, a lot of them, like, well, no, the real ones, when they start, they don't even start with weights. They start like
with the bar. Oh, okay.
No,
not even a bar, like the broom.
A broom. Because
Okay.
even the bar is heavy. So you start with the broom to develop like that technique. So, you know, you do a snatch, right? You do like a clean.
Yeah.
Deadlifts, you have to start with the good technique and then you build up. For the same reason we spoke before,
Yeah.
like if you start too hard, and those are injury prone.
Yeah. Very injury prone. One bad movement or one twitch and that weight can crush your skull pretty much.
It's crazy. And so yeah, progressive overload, and the fact that you train your joints, what you said, like locking out, that's perfect. I'm sure like you don't just go like, you know.
Yeah, no, I'm conscious about it, you know, like whenever I train, I don't train, you know, like a madman without like thinking. Like I'm always thinking, you know, I'm going hard, like I'm going, you know, I'm always pushing. I'm like, come on, one more rep, you know, but I try to keep it clean. You know, like I don't want to do a last rep that looks like, you know, like garbage and just you know, oh, okay, I did one rep, so I did it. Yes, like nah.
No, and also like just being going always for like the big weight, the big thing. I don't think it's the optimal way to train. Have you heard a guy called Pavel Tatsulin?
No, I don't think.
So he's like a coach, right? And he's written books. Like he's a very known guy in like the workout community. Some people say he's bullshit, but I don't know, whatever. But what he's saying essentially is, you find your max. So let's say like pull-ups. Okay. Your max amount of pull-up.
One shot.
10.
Yeah.
Right. You go 10 and then you're done. So what he says is that you find your max, and instead of doing 10, do 5, but every day. 5, you know, clean, of course. Yeah, like the right way, and you do them properly, you know. But you do 5 instead of your max, but you do that every day. Yeah. And what he also says is take long breaks between exercises, and that way, like, you will have a great progression, and you will be injury free. And also, since you do every day, in terms of like training time, it will be bigger. So for example, like you have this example in wrestling, you know, the Russian wrestlers, they would train in that way, you know, go maybe 60%, 50, you know, but every day.
The consistency matters. It's the consistency. Like if you're consistent, you know, you won't be beaten. Like that's the way to go.
What's more important is reps. Instead of like the weight, you know. I think so. I mean, for sure, like if you are going to compete and like the day of the competition comes close, of course you will go 100, you know, like to get into
to get pumped, you know, to get in the mindset, to
get in the mindset and to have like that experience. You don't want like to figure that out while you're competing. But if you're like getting either like in training camp in the beginning times or just like in between camps, you don't want to go like 100%.
Leave a little space, leave a little, you know, 10%. off.
Yeah, and another thing, like he said, and Firaz Zahabi, the GSP's coach,
Yep.
he said too, you never want to be sore.
Mm.
And in that way, in that type of exercise, you're never sore. And honestly, that's the kind of exercise method I've used. And
Does it work?
honestly, bro, I mean, I perform pretty well, and I'm not sore. You know,
Yeah, you're feeling good, like you're feeling in shape.
Yeah, I'm not sore. Like yesterday, I did some like shoulder and biceps, workout, and
You're good. You're
very
chilling.
good.
Yeah.
And another thing that I want to ask you is, so you have the training, right?
Yeah.
And after, what do you do for recovery?
Recovery, I started, I think it was the beginning of this year. I started going to masotherapy. Like you go to massage, like an actual sports scientist massages you. And I think it literally changed the way I view recovery, because back then I didn't, like 1 year ago, 2 years ago, when I used to get injured like pretty often, it was because I didn't do anything. Literally, like I was training hard in the gym, I was training hard in the pool, and outside I was going home and not doing anything else. But now I started going to the masso. Now I'm doing stretches. I'm doing a lot of stretches, like after every workout, either in the pool or in the gym. Because in swimming, but in most sports, like pro sports, but especially in swimming, you need to be very, very flexible. You need to have very good mobility on shoulders and all. And, training like a madman, the mobility
You get stiff.
Yeah, you get very stiff, and that's why going to massages and all that stuff, it helps me relieve the muscles, relieve the joints, relieve all the nerves and stuff, bro. Like after let's say I do 2 competitions in a row, like I feel the need to go to massage. Like I really, like my body is literally aching in pain. Yeah, it's literally like when I go to my guy, like he always tells me, yeah, your body is literally red, like your muscles are so stiff, I can barely like put my finger on them, you don't want to know, it hurts like hell, man. It hurts like hell. Like he puts his finger like literally between my like scapula and like rhomboids, like my inner traps, and he just searches like the little spot that hurts, and he's like, yeah, I feel it, like it's a little, it's pretty tight here.
You have a knot.
And then you have a knot, and then he's just like scrapping, and I'm like, oh my god, I want to scream, like it hurts. But yeah, it's for the better. It like highly recommend massages if you're in sports, and if you do gym and stuff and stretches, you need to stretch.
Yeah, and that's another thing that a lot of people, and honestly I've been that guy for the longest time, and even now sometimes I kind of skip the stretching, but it's so important. That's another factor to always stay to avoid soreness.
You feel it. You're gonna feel it. Like once you start doing it, you feel better. And one other thing, I think, I didn't mention it. It was ice baths. Like we in swimming, we always do ice baths during competitions. Like let's say, I don't know, we do like 2 or 3 days or competition, and then we have 3 more days of competition. Our body's already done pretty much, because we have in the morning, we have the morning session, and then we have finals in the afternoon. For 3 days straight, that's a lot of physical work. So we do ice baths between the days, and it works wonders. It does wonders, literally.
And sauna too, or no sauna?
We didn't do sauna because sauna kind of relaxes us too much. We still need to be like, not stiff, but like pretty prepared. Like our muscle needs to be pretty woken up. Like still there. Because if even massage, like I always do massage either before a competition or after, not during. Because if you do it during, you'll be like, I don't want to swim anymore. Like I just want to sleep all day.
Because what a lot of people do, they go to sauna and then they go into ice bath.
Yeah. I know. I heard it.
Then you're pumped. Good.
Then they're pumped. Yeah.
You're awake.
Yeah.
Because you also have, like, when you do this from hot to cold, you get like those heat shock proteins, and they're very good for recovery, for health in general.
Yeah, your body it's like a shock, literally, like. I'm
like
back.
people that make swords, forgeries, right? They will heat up the sword.
Yeah, and then put it in.
And then they put
Yeah.
it in, then like it gets hard.
Yeah, stiffens.
Yeah, it gets hard and very and good to go. So I think it works kind of the same way with the.
Yeah, I should try it.
the body.
I'm gonna try it next competition. We'll see how it goes, how it feels.
Yeah. I
Yep.
mean, if you have access to a sauna and to a cold bath.
Most times it's pretty difficult because if we go like outside Montreal, like we're in a hotel, so we only have a bathtub pretty much. Sauna is not included, so yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you
Yeah.
guys know what to do, but
Yeah.
because I believe in your apartment complex, do you have a sauna or something or a pool?
Oh, not in mine, but
Okay.
like I have friends that have ones, but we're at
Yeah.
pools. I know Olympic Stadium has like sauna and literally
Bro, those guys have everything.
come on, like they have literally everything, like everything, all the equipment needed.
It would be stupid if they missed anything. Like it's the Olympic Stadium.
Yeah, it's the
right?
Olympic Stadium. Come on, like hello, wake up,
Yeah, like don't cheapen out on that.
Yeah, like how many people come train here. Like sometimes I still go there. Like I used to swim for the club there, but sometimes I go to swim there in the off season. And bro, like it's always packed. Like there's always people going to the gym or to the pool or to I don't know, like Zumba or whatever other
Yeah.
sport.
I imagine it's a huge complex.
Yeah, it's very huge. Like
Do everything.
they just repaired it like last year or this year. I'm not sure because it was in construction, but it looks nice. Like it's freaking huge, man. It's crazy.
It's like the like how do you call it? Not landscape, but the like when I tell you Montreal.
Yeah, you think about it.
When you tell somebody Montreal, they'll think about the Olympic Stadium. Like it's
Yeah,
kind
yeah.
of like the
Nadia Comaneci, man, like our country.
yeah.
You know?
Nadia, shout out to Nadia
Yeah.
Comaneci if you're watching the podcast.
we
Yeah.
support it. We support
Yeah.
Romania.
Give us a share, like, subscribe. No, but so another thing, like I want to ask you, Wheelzfit. You've been off for a bit on the Instagram.
Yeah.
What's up with that? What's the plan?
Yeah, so the reason why I've been off because like I think people already know, like I got injured. I broke my arm during a film, like while I was filming, and they pretty much took all the let's say like it took all the hungriness from me, like to post every day. Like I used to post every day without thinking about oh my god, maybe I'll get injured if I do this. Like I was crazy, man. Like I was doing stuff my body could not handle, and I was still doing them, because why not? I wanted to grow my page, but yeah, like I still want to post. I'll always keep on posting. Like if my followers know, like I'm posting more like from competitions. Like pictures with my friends, or like I have multiple photographers, like actual professional photographers that take pictures of me during the competitions. And I just email them, yo, can you send me the pictures? I want to post them. Bam, they send it to me, and it looks nice. Like I love posting these type of pictures, and yeah, my followers, my core fan base is still here. Like I'm happy that they're here, that they're on my page. They sticked with me through these years, and they sticked with me because of me, because of my personality, and because of who I am, and that's why I appreciate you guys.
Let's go. Yeah, and also like your story is very inspiring. Like your foundation of Wheelzfit,
Yeah,
it's strong. So even like if you like switch it up, if you go from like workout exercises hard, you switch it up to maybe swimming or whatever you want, people will still follow because that core of who you are.
they're always gonna be there. Yeah,
Yeah. They like you.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
don't like. Well, they like what you do as well for sure, but they're not only here for the content. Because there's a lot of like people, they start like a channel or whatever,
a new page. Yeah,
a page, and people really like the content that they post. But it could be anybody, right?
Yeah.
It's just like they like that style, and at some point, like that's good in the beginning, right? You get that
Yeah.
initial exposure, that traction. But at some point, you want to be like, you become your own product, right?
Yeah,
like,
pretty
think
much.
about like, I don't know, like Logan Paul, right? He started on Vine. He did like his stupid stuff on Vine, whatever.
YouTube, then came to YouTube, and
and
now he's on podcast. Like,
right, and by the time he got on YouTube, he already was Logan Paul, and people wanted to see what Logan Paul is doing.
He already had a name.
Yeah, exactly. So, and I feel like you already had that name, so you can just like start from there and do collabs. You know, like we talked earlier in the car.
Big collab coming soon.
Oh yeah, and we already did one, the workout video.
It was crazy.
Even now, every once in a while, I get like a comment or like a
me too. Like,
a like.
It's crazy. I love it. Like the L sit at the end.
Yeah.
Like the cherry on top. That was crazy. Like, I showed it to my friends and they were like, not bad at all. Like, it looks good, you know.
And bro, that was like almost a year ago. I got so much better in
filmmaking. That's what I'm saying. Like, we both got better, so why not, you know?
So,
come on, do something new.
Stay tuned, guys. Big stuff coming. Cause I like we said. Also, I started a new type of like reels. With it's a video, right? Then
I saw it. Yeah,
switches to a picture. So I want to do that with everything.
It looks good, man. It looks good. That's what I'm telling you. Keep on going, you know.
And
keep on going.
Yeah. So in that respect, I will do that. And so now you also told me you want to start a TikTok. Will it be like the same? I imagine it will be the same kind of content as Wheelzfit, that you want to reinvent yourself, and that reinvention will be on like all platforms, right? Yeah,
pretty much. TikTok, like, I want to do pretty much like in the genre of motivational, but not really motivational. Like, I won't always speak in front of the camera and tell you, like, you know, come on, like, you gotta wake up and do this and do that. Like, I'll try and narrate about my life, you know, like, I'll try and inspire you through my life. Like, I'll show you like the good parts about my life, the bad parts, because I have, you know, there are a lot of bad parts about my life with my condition and all. Like, I went through a lot of stuff, and that pretty much, you know, forged me into who I am today. Like, it created my mindset, the mindset that I have today. So I'll do that, and I'll hopefully you get inspired, and hopefully you get up the couch and, you know, chase that dream that, you know, people always tell you to give up on, you know. And what I always say, you know, if you like doing something, don't ever stop doing it. Like, do it and perfect it, and, you know, be the best at it. Always strive to be the best at it. If you're not number one, nobody remembers number two, you know. Like, if you're a winner, a true winner will always aim to be dominant, you know. They always aim to be dominant for years to come, and, you know, to be pretty much a legend of the domain, you know, of the sport, or of the genre, pretty much, of the niche. Yeah,
and you have to, right? And also, like, you push yourself to it, but it's not like you force yourself to do it, you know what I mean? Because you like it, you motivate yourself, you post, people engage, people see it, right? They like it.
You won't work a day in your life.
Yeah, legit, because you like it, then you're like, man, I'm so hyped for the next one, and you push yourself harder, and then you get a fan base, and then, like, you go on podcasts.
Here we are.
And here we are. But no, I like that, and your story is very motivational. It's very, because like you said, when we were in the car, you don't want to motivate people and directly, like, hey, work hard,
do this,
stick to the grind. You're not gonna be that guy, but you will tell people, like, your story, and with your story you hope to, like,
inspire, pretty much,
through, like, your hardships. You want to tell people, look, I've had that. Everybody has hardships. They can be passed. I did it. You can do it too.
You can.
And we're back.
Right.
So.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh yeah, right. Also, another thing you told me that is pretty interesting. We're talking about the motivation.
Right?
That's good. But you wanted to be a soccer coach.
Yeah, like, I'm aiming to be
how did you get there?
Part swimming, part soccer football coach, you know. Well, I was always passionate by football, because I'm born in Europe. I'm born in Eastern Europe, Romania, you know. So everybody in Europe kicks a ball like at 2 years old. Even me with my problem, like I still kicked a ball when I was small. So I was always in love with the sport. I couldn't do it. I got injured doing it, so I could never go pro in it. That's why I started swimming, and that's why I want to be the best at swimming, because it's pretty much the only sport that I can be number one in. But even if I couldn't actually play the sport, I want to at least coach it. Like, I find that coaching, at least for me in my case, like with my story, it could be something interesting. Like I could motivate like a whole locker room with my story. And I know people always tell me like, how can you coach football if you never played it? Like, how can you have a locker room actually listen to you if in the back of their minds they're like, bro, this guy never played the sport, like why should I listen to him? Like I'm confident in my in my knowledge in the sport, because I'm spending like 4 hours a day or even more just thinking about the sport, or like thinking tactics, or all the details. Like, trust me, I know what I'm talking about, and use my story to push further. Like, I want the team, not, how can I say this? Like, I want them to fight not for me, but to fight for the story, fight for the not the glory, but fight for themselves. Fight, look at me. Like, I never got to play the sport. Like, I never got to experience.
Yeah, you're there.
Yeah,
so make the best out of it.
Make the best out of it. Like, be happy that you're here. Like, I couldn't be here. I would give anything in the world to be on the pitch. But yeah.
Yeah, so you're not aiming to be like a technical coach, like to teach them like, okay, how to pass, how to kick.
I'm more on the the mental side. Even in general, like in my sport, in swimming, like I'm always focusing on the mental side. For me, that's literally 90% of an athlete. Like, if an athlete is good, but his mental is very weak, like you won't achieve the top. You will never be like top class.
100%. Like, if you think like just working out, it's mostly mental. And even like David Goggins said something.
I agree.
He said, your body will fail, your mind will fail you before your body. So your body's good. All you need now is the mindset to push yourself. And again, like we said earlier, right? You want to keep it in control, but those reps you want to do them properly, right? Like those.
Yeah.
So and in sports as well, stress is such a big factor that. Like in UFC,
people choke, man. Like, if they stressed out, they won't perform like they perform in training.
Yeah, remember Jose Aldo?
Yeah.
He's one of the greatest featherweights in MMA.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe even the greatest featherweight of all time.
Yeah.
But that fight with Conor got so much in his head.
Yeah.
It destroyed his mindset so much that he lost in 13 seconds.
That fight pretty much sums it up why an athlete needs to be mentally strong, like in permanence. Like, if your mental is not there, your body won't follow. Like, your body won't move by itself, and
That also shows the power of trash talking.
Yo,
Conor got it in his head.
Yeah, easily. Bro, I'm a big advocate of trash talking. Not like, trash talking, you can, trash talk the person, not the family. Like, don't go too far.
I don't like what, like Dylan Dennis is doing to Logan. Like, dude.
Like, keep it in the sport, but, like, you need, people like nowadays don't like to be egoistic or don't like to be cocky in the sport. And I don't understand why.
Not
like,
in MMA.
Not in MMA. In MMA, we have a lot of cocky.
We have them. Don't worry.
Yeah,
They're
but
there.
in other sports, it's like always people are too basic, too nice.
Well, a thing is that martial arts, it's kind of like, well, I think
based on ego, pretty much.
Well, there's multiple factors, but the two main ones I think is that first of all, it's an individual sport.
Yep.
So since you're alone, you're promoting yourself.
You know yourself pretty much. Yeah.
Because like if you're a regular soccer player, not too popular, you don't post too much, you're not that great, but you play in I don't know,
a good team,
Manchester.
Yeah.
You're in Manchester United, right? That team is known to be good. But if you fight, I guess like if you're a UFC fighter, okay, you're in the UFC, but there's a lot of guys in the UFC.
Yeah, you're just another guy.
Yeah, right. And since it's such a big roster, you know, there's so many people, you have to make a name for yourself. So that's why like people will say like wild stuff to, you know, to
like Kobe, like how he got that title shot in.
Or Chael Sonnen. I don't know if you.
Yeah, Chael Sonnen, of course, bro.
Chael Sonnen is the GOAT trash talker, better than Connor in my opinion.
Yeah.
It's much.
He might be.
It's much more refined. You know, it's clean. And
he does his homeworks before fights and before press conferences. Like
he was a smart guy. Well, he still is a smart guy, but you know, his trash talking was good, and you know that's how you get the recognition and why it works so much. Because if you do it like in swimming, where you're going to say, I'm gonna beat you in the race, like okay, cool.
Yeah,
but
you need to be creative. You know, you can't just say like, yeah, I'm better than you. Be creative, like think about it, be yourself, you know.
Yeah, but also like I feel there's in martial arts like boxing, kickball, whatever, MMA, it's like war, and losing in a war, it's pretty big.
It's a clash of egos. It's literally clash of egos. Yeah,
and you literally fight. Like if you do a race, you're pretty much good after you lost. Okay,
yeah.
But if you lose like a fight, you can get KO, you can get submitted.
Man,
it's pretty bad, right?
It can haunt you. It can legit hunt you
100%.
Like, for years.
It can kill you too. But you know, and so that's why like trash talking those sports, I feel like it's much more impactful than like if you say, I will beat you in the freaking 50-meter dash. Like okay, cool, dude. It's not, but like that's you know how I say you can say you're so slow, I'm gonna beat you with my ass. I don't know, man. I'm not, and you know, like historically, people haven't been like trash talking in those sports, and the people that watch those sports are. I'm sure, like if you start trash talking in like swimming, people will be like,
people will look weird at you.
Yeah, why are you talk like this, you peasant? Like this is right? You know what I mean? I feel like it's one of those sports, and that's why like
those good guy sports, like
you know, nice guys.
Yeah,
I want to be the best. I'm gonna win the race, and they're like, fantastic, cool. You. Same thing.
Yeah, well, same thing. Like
let's see who wins.
Yeah, add some personality, like you know, add some character to it.
But you know, I like the guys that are humble and nice in martial arts as well. Like GSP is the prime example.
Bro,
he's
GOAT.
The GOAT, man. And what's crazy is that he's the GOAT. He's known like worldwide, right?
Yeah.
And he lives like in Montreal.
He lives literally. You could watch him next door. Like you could meet him next door.
Yeah, and he trains at TriStar. That's like in front of the Orange Julep.
Yeah.
So close.
Bro, I saw him once in 2016 when I was training at Olympic Stadium. He was doing like some exercise in the water with like the weights and stuff, with the foam weights.
Yeah.
And I saw him, but back then I didn't know who he was. You know, and I was like, why everybody just trying to like take a picture with him, like with this baldy guy, you know?
Yeah.
Like I was like, why you so famous? And now you don't want to know how much I regretted that I didn't take a picture. Like all my friends took a picture with him, and I was the only one that said like, nah. I regret it till this day. I regret it. GSP, if you're watching this, please do a picture with me
and share the podcast.
Share the podcast.
Sure. He's watching for sure. But and it's so accessible. I don't know, it's crazy to me. Like he's local and he's very like down to earth, right? He's very like accessible as a person, right? And he's like.
Bro, you saw his workouts?
Oh, bro.
Goddamn, he's shredded.
You saw him in the cold bath, bro.
Yeah.
In the winter, that's. Crazy.
He looks good. He's like 40, no? He's like past 40, I think.
I think he's like 43.
Yeah, he's past 40 and he's looking good, man. He could fight. I still think he could.
He's fighting soon.
He's fighting soon?
Yeah.
Oh, like a
grappling.
Okay.
Yeah, not MMA, but he said there's a grappling
competition.
Yeah, coming up.
I'll see it. I'll watch it.
Bro, yeah, and he says like he feels young, you know, better than. And again, like he adapted his training style from something that is less like meathead, push hard, harder.
To more, you know.
Yeah, and the recovery
more smart.
too, what he's doing, sauna, cold bath, stuff like that. The way he eats, you know, his intermittent fasting and everything. Like, he trains much more, like, healthily.
Mm-hmm.
And he says that he feels great too. And I believe him. Like, that's, like, kind of my training as well. And I feel very good.
Yeah.
And I think, like, health over, like, performance, sometimes it's...
Yeah, sometimes it's better, you know?
Yeah, because in the end, like... that peak, you might reach it, but it's not gonna hold as much as if you reach it, but like slower or maybe not as big. But at least it's
about maintenance. Like you have to maintain a certain level. Like I always aim to be not like I'm shredded pretty much. I'm pretty like buff, but I'm trying to bulk a bit right now. but I'm trying to maintain a certain level. Like I'm aiming to be, let's say, I don't know, sub 11 or 12 body fat, and still look bulky, still be strong, and keep it there, keep it steady. Like stay there, and in some months or like 1 year, try again. Maybe bulk, maybe cut. However I want to look, and keep
Nice.
keep it steady, keep it. Stay, maintain the muscle and maintain the shape and the strength and form. Yeah.
And how do you eat? Like, what's like a daily meal for you?
Daily meal, honestly, like every morning I pretty much eat the same thing, like 4 to 5 eggs, with, I don't know, depends. Sometimes I eat meat, sometimes I eat with cheese, sometimes I mix it, sometimes depends, or like with some sandwiches or things like that. But I always eat 4 to 5 eggs in the morning, always. Like for me, breakfast is the most important. Like I could eat a good breakfast and like not be hungry till like I don't know, like 8 p.m. in the night, but for I don't know, for dinner I'd say something pretty large too, like some meat, either pork or some chicken, with I love potatoes. I love potatoes, man. I love
bro.
potatoes, and all shapes of potatoes. Like I eat it with some I don't know, with some vegetables or something, and in the night something clean. Maybe rarely some fish, very rarely, because I'm not a big fish enjoyer. Or if not, maybe a pizza. Why not? Like,
No.
I'm not a big junk food eater, but from time to time you can always eat a pizza or a hamburger. If you have like your whole diet is on point, you can always skip a bit, or
Every once in a while.
like
Yeah.
it doesn't hurt. Like be normal. That's people overcomplicate stuff, and I don't understand why. Like they always they're way too into this, like gym and nutrition and all that stuff. It should be fun. It should be like it should be enjoyable. You should do all this because yes, you want to look better, but because you want to feel better, because you like doing this. I see guys like eating, unless you're a bodybuilder, of course, but like I see guys eating like the classic chicken, unseasoned chicken with like the basic rice with nothing on the side, no sauce, no vegetables, or like dry ass vegetables. Like, bro, be creative and be simple. Like, be normal, eat normal. Like you if you keep on eating well and training hard and sleeping well, and you take your vitamins and all that stuff, like you're gonna be fine. You're not a bodybuilder, but if you're a bodybuilder, out of my depth,
Yeah, you do your thing, but
Yeah.
because a lot of people, like you said, like they overcomplicate things. Like they start to go to the gym, and they're like thinking, okay, what kind of exercise do I do,
Yeah.
or whatever. And then like comes to nutrition, they're like, okay, what kind of supplements?
boy,
should I
and all the
take?
supplements and all that stuff. Like,
Yeah, what kind of supplements should I take? And they're like,
keep
oh,
it simple, man.
You're going too far.
Yeah.
Okay, just start eating well. Not in excess.
Yeah.
I guess like
Good
there's-
food. Eat good food. Like,
There's a debate with like keto, carnivore,
Yeah.
Vegan. There's like that debate.
don't waste your time, man.
Look, it's a big subject. We're not gonna go into it.
Yeah.
But
That's for another day.
that's for another day. And I mean, I'm no expert, right? All I know is
Yeah,
what I
me
hear.
neither. I'm going from experience, from like personal experience.
Exactly. And at the end of the day, I think that's what like it is for everybody, from what is best for you. But in general, rule of thumb, you want to like have like an. Everybody will agree that junk food is bad, right?
Yeah, of course.
There's not like a junk food diet.
Yeah.
But you make sure like calories in, calories out. You're pretty good with
Yeah,
that.
some protein. You eat a good amount of
You eat-
protein, eggs,
You eat
meat.
clean. You
Yeah.
have like a varied plate. You're good. You don't eat too much, right?
Yeah.
But for what you said though earlier, I think that eating at night, like
Mhm.
supper,
Mm-hmm.
you don't need it.
You think so? So you
I
say
really
eat
do.
2 times
2 times.
in the morning and dinner.
Yeah, in the lunch. Yeah,
The lunch, yeah.
Yeah, like breakfast and lunch is good.
Mm.
And I think that for sure that works well for me.
Yeah.
But I think that's actually like for everybody type rule, because we are overfed, I feel like.
Okay. So you
In
say
general.
like not eating so you can sleep better, maybe, or how?
Sleep better, but you don't need that much like calories. You don't need that.
Okay, yeah, I
energy.
see.
Another thing, like again, like it depends for people, but in general, like if you look at it like logically, you don't need like carbs later in the day, because if you're, unless like you train at night for whatever reason,
like a madman, like at 10 p.m. you're in the gym, like
all right, we're breaking some PRs today.
Whatever works for you, man. You know?
Yeah, but usually like you want to like train in the morning, so you take like all your carbs, in the morning, that energy in the morning you train, just by like your metabolism, you lose it throughout the day. At lunch, you can take some carbs in, but less. You focus more on protein, fats. And at night, like we said, you don't eat at all. If you want to eat something, you can take maybe like a protein shake or
or yogurt or something light.
Something light, something like protein, fatty maybe, but not carbs, because you don't really need carbs later in the day. You sleep at
you either go to sleep or watch a movie or something like that.
Yeah. So that actually I would recommend to people. Again, I'm no expert, so. Don't take my word for it necessarily. It's from experience, but a lot of people say it and we feel better that way. But people overcomplicate things, and instead of just starting, simply and getting there at some point, they're so overwhelmed by this amount of information. They're like, screw that, I'm not gonna start. And they don't do anything.
Like, people don't get it. Like, you're gonna learn progressively. Like, the more you advance in your journey, you will learn like by default. So just keep it simple in the beginning, and always keep it simple. Not only the beginning, but always keep it simple, and just don't overcomplicate it. No reason. You already, like, I have like a stressful life. Like, I know people have more stressful lives than me, and work and all that stuff, kids, families. Like, keep it simple. Yeah,
and at some point, when you it's like working out, right? Like that progressive overload, you can apply it to everything in life.
Yeah.
You start simple, then you build up, and when you take a look at your progression, like, oh wow, I started pretty basic and now I'm very advanced. But that progression was very slow, very steady, and maintainable, sustainable. So
it was doable. Like, things need to be doable, not force yourself to eat or like force yourself to do a certain exercise because this guy did it and his arms are like massive. No, keep it simple.
The reason to break that barrier has to be good and has to be about you also. So
mentality.
Mentality.
We going back to mentality.
I mean, it's at the source of things, right?
Totally always agree.
So we're an hour in and I think the boys are waiting for us. So I want to wrap it up. All right, cool.
We're gonna leave some space for some future projects.
Bro, a lot of projects coming, and anything you wanna plug, shout outs, anything?
I'm gonna plug my TikTok. It's called Marini Wheels. You're gonna write it in the description.
Yeah, I'll put it in the description. So Marini Wheels TikTok.
Yeah, on TikTok, I'm gonna start posting there soon, and thank you to all my followers on Wheelzfit. Thank you to AC, always here.
Of course.
And hopefully you enjoy this.
Oh yeah, it's always a pleasure to have you on. And guys, as always, remember to check out Warrior Spirit. We have our store, we have the great gear, martial arts, boxing. If you want to work out, we have the hydro power bag rings for the versatile workout where you can train everywhere. And on that note, guys, happy to have you back. This has been a podcast that has been, upgraded. So we have better gear now. Stuff will look better, and
we improve as well as
as speakers. And we'll try to. I'll try to make it more regular if you guys want that. And on that note, guys, AC out.